Hey guys, back in the shop. It's still broke. This is still broke. We've got a lot of broken things to work on. Still turns over. We still have no compression. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to take this chunk of scrap here. I'm going to turn a piston. While I'm doing that, you guys get to watch what leads up to this. So, all right. Hopefully you enjoy. I'll drop in. You guys can see the progress as we go. There it is, chucked up. We're indicated in. Doesn't necessarily need to be indicated in because it'll make this a whole lot smaller and we still gotta go through the inside. Just watch the video. Let me get to work. See you guys in a minute. Okay, well, I don't know if you guys can see, over here, the shavings. Taking a break from turning that piston down. We gotta take this head back off yet again, pull our rod out, and take it all apart. I'm getting tired of doing this, guys, but hopefully, hopefully, we don't have to do this again. I want this engine to be right. So, all right, I'll get started. I'll pull that head off there. We'll knock it out, and then we'll take a set of inside snap gauges. I'll show you guys. We're going to make sure that we don't have, a cone or an egg-shaped cylinder. And that way we know exactly what size we need that piston to be that we're turning down over here. I'll get it off. You guys will see it in a second. No, it's still not done. Keep watching the video. So I'm sure you guys have already seen this enough, but here it is, headless once again. Got our rod unbolted, and what we're going to do is just roll it ahead. Push our piston out the front. There we go. The piston's out, and yeah. All right. So, in order to check this bore, I'll get you guys situated closer. You guys can see exactly what we're doing. We'll go from there. All right. Well, you guys are looking right down the inside right now. I know you guys know what these are. It's just a snap gauge. Spring loaded. And, well, there. I can't really show you guys. You're too close. But squeeze that together and tighten this down. They stay together. You let them out and they snap. So put it in here and start at the top, roll it down, tighten it, break it over center, just like that. And then when you pull it out, take your mic and you measure what your bore is. Okay? So I'm going to do just that right now. We're going to see what we've got. And sorry, guys. Just touching. Just the way it was in that bore. So right there. There you go. You guys read it? I want to do this several times in different areas just to make sure that we're not mushroomed. And I guess that's about it. So we're going to do that. Also, mic our piston here. And I'll get back on that lathe. So, all right, this video is kind of jumping back and forth, guys. I mean, there's 2 or 3, evenings or weeks worth of evenings in this video. So hopefully I can make sense of that when it comes to the editing, and maybe you guys can follow along. But yeah, this isn't, something that you just get out here and do in a couple hours. So, all right, stick with it, guys. We'll be back. Show you guys more. Still not much to see, guys. Still making a big one, a small one. The videos, well, probably still playing. We'll keep doing this. All right. Well, hopefully you guys are up to speed. We do have it turned roughly to size. There you go. I mean, we got a fairly decent fit. A little bit too big. That's fine. It's easier to take more off than it is to put more back on. So, and, well, look at the size difference. In length, this back half, we're not using that at all. Yeah, it's kind of ugly up here, but, well, when we have our piston in here, we still have that much gap at the top. Domed piston? Maybe. All right, just finished the last pass. We're gonna check it with the mic. Let's see what we got. It checks out so far, so all right, well, we should be good. Let me get this pulled out of here. We're gonna fit it to the cylinder, make sure everything fits good, and yeah, then I'll have to put it back in here. We'll part it off to length. Oh, we'll probably cut our ring grooves in it first, and then I'll part it off to length, and then it's over to the mill. So I'll see you guys back over at the bench. We'll make sure that this slides into our bore. We'll go from there. Cool. There we go. That's what we got. And we still got to do the end of it and so on, but it'll be all right. There we go. Well, we've got a new blank. So, and by where I had this set, well, with our snap gauge here, you see that? By checking this against that, I have, well, roughly 1.5 at the most 2 thousandths worth of play in our bore. By putting it in there, it doesn't even feel like I've got any. So I think we'll be all right. And you can see down inside of that. So we'll be able to kind of just dome this over a little bit. Be better than a flat top piston. Because, well, if you remember, we stop 3/8 of an inch before the top of our bore. So, all right. Well, I'll get our slug put back in the lathe. Kind of get this trued up. Make sure that we got it where we want it. And then I'll start cutting our ring grooves. All right. See you guys in just a little bit. All right. Well, I was working on this piston. I got the bottom of it faced off and everything. I started coning the top of this to make a dome out of it. And then I was thinking, for a reason, they had this thing here running back so far. Our spark plug comes in the side right here. Let's see if I can get this thing moved where you guys can see. So if you guys look and you see that discolored area right back there, that's where the top of our piston itself stops. Right below that plug hole. See it? If I dome that, I'm not going to gain a whole lot when it comes to filling, that space right there. But if I leave a step in it, I guess we'll try it. If it doesn't work, well, I can just take it and face that end off. So, all right, I'll put it back in the lathe and I'll start cutting our ring grooves. Look at that, guys. We now have ring grooves. This was a trial ring groove. Remember, we're going to lop this off. So, there's that one. And here's the factory one. You guys notice our ring grooves are further apart. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not. See how much shallower they are on this one than on this one? The reason why I wanted to make a piston And what I was thinking was, I don't know if I'll be able to even show you guys this. See how deep those rings ride in them grooves? My thought, I could be completely wrong. Please feel free to tell me underneath in the comments. We're trying to seal these, you know, they're spring loaded, so they seal the outside. But if we've got play in them, which there's a little bit, not an excessive amount, but if they go down that far, what's keeping that compression from running under those rings? Yeah, they can't go over it because they're sealed tight to the bore. But can they go under? I don't know. That was my thought. So here is our experimental piston, and yes, it fits just fine. That nub hanging out of the end, I know that we're going to have plenty of clearance. It's not an interference engine, and so even if we don't even have a timing chain to bust, so I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to keep moving forward on this. I'll get it lopped off, and then I'll go put it in the mill, and we'll start opening up the backside. Cross drill it for our wrist pin, and I'll keep moving forward. So might do it for me tonight, won't do it for you guys for this video. I'll keep moving ahead. And to cut them ring grooves, in case anybody was asking, this is just a carbide insert parting tool. So that's what I used. And yes, the little cheap Central Machinery Chinese lathe. So far so good. I mean, we made that. We got a good fit. So, all right. I'll get that chopped down. I'll get it in the mill. We'll keep moving ahead. We're going to put this video together, but that's our original piston. You guys remember this one? And we were fighting compression issues. So I think what our issue was is our ring groove is too deep. You guys can see that. It sits way down in that piston. And I think, at least in my simple mind, we've got it sealed on the outside of the ring into our cylinder. But if we have a big gap under here, it can go under that and come around. I'm not sure. So, rummaged through the scrap bin at work, found this. This is an MPV piston for a rotary screw compressor. Spent some time. I recorded some of it. If I can, I'll put it in now. But made this piston. Yes, it's got this nub on the end, but our piston, we come that far away from the head. Might as well fill it with something that moves, right? So we're drilled. We're ready to go. I was going to do this last week, but while taking the rings off of our old piston, there. You see that? Broke it. So, another call to Paul, the debolt machine. There we go. We got another set of rings. So, I'll get you guys pulled in. I will fit these rings. We'll keep this in here as a spare because it fits our bore perfect. But, yeah, we'll fit these rings to it and get you guys pulled in. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. We get this thing done tonight and we can actually hear it run. So, all right, let me get going. Hopefully you guys are a little bit closer to seeing what we got. That great big box for these two little rings. He sure does his job when it comes to packaging, that's for sure. So, and if you guys were wondering, yeah, none of this stuff was donated. I paid for all of it. And, well, I don't know if it shows up, but there's about $35 sitting right here after shipping, just in these two rings. And I've done it 3 times now. Still not done. Let me get these fitted. Fit them to our piston. And get our rod mounted. Well, I went through and I chased all of our holes in our block. I made new studs, stainless, and you know, I don't want to have to take this thing back apart. So I'll get these rings gapped, fitted. We're gonna set them at about 2, maybe 3 thousandths, and I'm only gonna fit one because this one here, nothing has changed in our bore. So we might as well use one we've already got done, and then we can keep one yet that's still brand new. So let me get these fitted, and I'll fit them to our piston. Keep moving ahead. Well, there we are. New piston, and rings are in. And before I used a hose clamp. You guys saw me do it. But it really wanted to fight this time. And what I did was I just took a piece of sheet brass and I rolled it around, well, our old piston here. Put the rings on it and got it in here. Clamped it down. And, well, I used a pair of Tenner's vice grips. It worked out great. So if you guys have an oddball size piston ring that, you know, they don't make a ring compressor that small, give that a shot. I mean, it's just a chunk of sheet brass, and it worked out fantastic for me this time. So, all right, well, that's in. I don't have the connecting rod cap on yet, but we do have a full range of motion. And yeah, guys, I hope this is the last time this thing has to lose its head, or if not, it's going to be the last time we see it, because I will lose my mind if we can't get it figured out. I really can't figure this one out, guys. It's really puzzling me, but we're here and we've got it to where we're at. Everything feels good, it sounds good, and I know that that piston fits a lot better than this one does. This one's got a little bit of slap in it, but I don't know. We'll see. Let me get our rod cap put back on. We'll put our grease cup on there, and we're gonna roll it over. One of you guys suggested roll it over, roll it over, roll it over. Try to get them to seat. Well, we'll try that. So I read all your guys' comments, and guys, I really do. I take them to heart. So we're gonna give it a go. All right, get that cap on. Put our head gasket, our new studs. We'll mount this head on here, and we're gonna figure this out together. Hopefully we're good to go this time. I've got other things I want to work on. I've got a lot of other things I want to show you guys, but maybe it's just the way I am. I want this thing to be done. I want to clear the bench and know that it's fixed. I want to know that it's right, and then I can move on to something else. I don't know. Maybe you guys are the same way, but I want to get this guy done. I want to have it right. So, all right, I'll get our studs in here and we'll keep moving ahead. Okay, studs are in. Let's get our head mounted. Oh, the gasket's on also. Sorry, guys. Try to keep my hands out of your way. There. That spring's going to want to push it away, but all right. I'll get our itty bitty head nuts mounted on here. I'll get this drawn in, and I'm not going to roll it over, but we'll all do that together. Get these on. I'll get this head tightened down, and cross your fingers, guys. I'm usually don't get burned out on projects, but this in here is taking up way too much time on the bench, and yeah, I'm burned out on it. I'm tired of it. So, all right. All right. Well, I haven't rolled it over yet. And this is the moment that 12 of you and myself have been waiting on. We're going to roll it over for the first time and see if we have compression. The head's on, it's tight. We've already done the valves. We know they're good. So it's bouncing back. See that? Well, I'll be damned. Maybe we will have something this time. Don't want to jinx it. So I guess I'll get you guys back in frame. I'm going to fill this oiler up. We'll get it hooked up to the battery. Well, the power supply. Make sure that we have fuel in it. And hopefully tonight's the night, guys. All right. Get this filled up. Get the tank filled. And get everything hooked up. Our oiler is full. We have fuel in the tank. I've oiled everything. So I have our power supply on. Reach back here. We'll hook it up. And we're going to do this together. If I smack the camera, guys, I do apologize. But we'll see what we've got. All right. Roll it over. Check for buzz. Okay. Not sure where the carburetor's set at. We'll figure it out. Or mixer. Sorry, guys. Oh, when it comes to speaking about fuel and oil, I usually run VP race fuel. That's what this is. VP race fuel. They have changed it. Now it's 40-1 or 50-1. Multi-mix, pre-mix fuel. And now it's 90 octane. So this is what I've ran in everything that we've played with. And when it comes to oil, I use SAE 30, not non-detergent, just regular straight 30 weight motor oil. That's what I use. So, all right. We do have fuel up to our mixer. All right. Well, to keep you guys from getting bounced around, I will get this starter attachment here. And that was for that Benz motor. So I guess we figured out the mystery behind that. All right, we've got our DeWalt drill with this. I'll try to stay out of the way so you guys can see it. So wonderful. The wheels came loose on the shaft. Okay, well, all right. I guess this damn thing is going to make me work for it the whole time. So we've got good compression again, finally. We've got fuel. All right. You guys are going to get beat up. Well, that's a stupid way to look at the engine. But at least now I can get in here and continue to beat my thumb up. Fired. Might be a bit too rich. thing. I'm going to advance the timing on this a little bit, guys. Let's see what we can come up with. Shut our power supply off. Keep monkeying with this. We're firing right before top dead, so... It's the best we've had so far. Okay. Okay, guys, it's been about 15 minutes of me sitting here monkeying and tinkering and just general dicking with this thing. I think I had the timing way too far retarded. We're firing a lot sooner, and yeah, I still haven't got this starting adapter to help. So yeah, it's been me flipping it by hand, but absolutely it's not there yet. I'm not going to shut the damn thing off, I'll tell you that. I'm going to let it run. I'm going to keep tweaking on it. This is the best I've ever seen this thing run. Is it right? Not by a damn sight. But is it running? Yes. It's going to take a whole lot of tweaking, guys. But we have it running. All right, well, hey, I'm not going to call this a success, but I guess this is a a personal victory for me because I've never once heard this engine hit and then miss again and continue to run to hit and miss again. Yeah, there's been quite a bit of time put into this on that you guys haven't seen, but at least now I feel confident in moving ahead. I mean, it's a little bit warm, so I will let this sit there and cool to room temperature, and I'll thermal cycle this several times to help those rings seat in. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, sorry this one was, God, I don't know, what was it, 27 years or so to get this thing going? Whatever. So, all right. Well, I will monkey with this off camera. I couldn't leave that video in like that, guys. It is the next day. It's been sitting here all night. I've ran this. We're out of fuel. So I refilled this. I've ran it and shut it off. I've ran it and shut it off. And I've made timing adjustments and so on to it. But we have good compression again. So what I'm going to do is we're going to add fuel to it. I'm going to fire it up and we'll sit here and tweak on it. So yeah. Let me grab our 40 to 1, 50 to 1 VP race fuel. You know, they changed the can, but it's the same stuff. It's what I run in all of it. It's ethanol free, and yeah, they made it a little bit cheaper. It's 90 octane now. So I'll add fuel to this, and yeah, we'll fire it back up. Well, I've got our fuel tank filled up. I did reinstall, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I did reinstall our big end grease cup. I still need to take our caps off and put them in here, but it's fine. I oiled everything up, and let's turn the power on. And I'll try not to smack the camera. Bounce it back and forth and let it pull some fuel in. There you go. It's wet. I should have plenty of fuel, and I went ahead and smacked that camera anyhow, didn't I? It hits pretty hard. It's lifting that up. And we are hitting and missing now. I will adjust the governor and slow it down. And I'm sorry about the shaky camera, guys. It's the way it's set up, but maybe that's a little better. I've yet to put water in this. I'm trying to seat these rings, and it's working, guys. So I guess we can call this a whole lot more successful than, you know, some of the last times. I guess 3 sets of rings is what it's going to take. The learning curve on my end was pretty good size, but there we go. It's a running engine now. It is hitting and missing. It sounds good. It's fairly even. It's a little bit faster than we need it to run, but Guys, it's running. Turn the oiler on. We'll let it drip into it, and I'll probably run another tank through it and sit out here and monkey with it some more. We're not done with this at all, but I think this will pretty much wrap up what we've been trying to achieve. And yeah, I'll get it back out here, and after I monkey with it, I'll get it cleaned up, and I don't think I'm going to paint it. So, all right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for sticking with me on this and, putting up with it. And I've got a new coffee mug for the next episode. My niece sent it to me, so you guys might get a kick out of it. But, all right, well, if you're not subscribed, click right here. Thanks, guys. See you soon.